Hi everybody, it's Keren here from tuppencecolored.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. I've been doing a little bit of scrapbooking today. Now, I don't often do actual physical scrapbooking. Most of the scrapbooking that I do these days is digital. But you know what? I thought... Hi everybody, it's Keren here from tuppencecolored.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. I've been doing some scrapbooking today. Been preserving some of my memories. I don't often do actual physical scrapbooking these days. I'm much more likely to do digital scrapbooking. So this was a little bit of a change for me. Stay with me. I'll show you the process I went through to put this page together, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm making an 8x8 scrapbook page, so I've started off with a piece of crumb cake card that is I've cut to that size, and I've got my piece of DSP, which I've cut to 7 3/4 of an inch square, and ahead of time I've gone over the DSP with a very light coat of just ordinary white paint, white acrylic, or I think I used gesso. And now I'm just going to stick my DSP onto my backing card with my trusty liquid adhesive, and I'm just taking a little bit of time there to try and line everything up and make everything square, which is always a bit of a challenge for me, which is why I use liquid adhesive such a lot, because it does give you some wiggle time. Okay, so I'm pressing that down so that it is nice and firm. So next I have 3 pieces of Night of Navy, which I've cut to 4 1/4 inches by 6 1/4 inches, and I've just joined them together with little hinges. So those are 1-inch pieces of card scored and folded at 1/2 inch, and I've just used them to join those pieces together. And I've gone ahead and put some little strong magnets, stuck them down with glue dots. Here's my piece of journaling. Now, I know none of us likes our handwriting very much, but if you're making a memory page, who are you making it for? So if you're making it for people to look at when you're no longer here, they're going to want to see your handwriting. It's kind of part of what you are and what you were. So don't worry too much about your handwriting, but I have tucked it away inside so that it won't be seen when the page is finished. So that's just going to fold up that away. Just checking that everything still folds together and choosing which cards from my memories and more I'm going to be using. So you get an awful lot of cards, and you get stickers. So I'm just sorting through them and trying to decide which ones I'm going to use. Okay, so I've picked that one. I think is going to go well with the picture that I'm going to use. And these cards, these memories and more cards, they are an absolutely super resource, because you get such a lot of them, and you don't necessarily have to use them for scrapbooking, and you don't necessarily have to use them in the way that they suggested you do. Okay, so now I'm using a dry adhesive here. I'm using a tape runner. This was actually the strong tape, and I cannot remember what it was called for the life of me. But I'm using a dry adhesive so that it doesn't soak through the picture, because my pictures are printed out from my computer and it's water-based ink. So now I'm deciding which picture I'm going to use next, and I'm just trimming it to size. I think I've got a little bit of grit or something caught in the channel of my trimmer, so I need to clean it out. It's catching on the blade every now and again. Okay, so next I've chosen this panel, just checking the measurements again. Actually, that's a piece of DSP that I've cut down. So I'm just trimming this to the correct size. And that's a better fit. So that is now cut down to just a little bit smaller than my base card. Trying to decide here where I'm putting it. So here I am again with the tape runner. Now I could have used liquid adhesive for this bit. I could have used a tearing tape, but since I have the tape runner handy, we no longer sell that tape runner, which is a crying shame, because it was very, very useful. It did have a bit of a learning curve to using it, I won't deny that, but it was a very, very useful adhesive, and I did stock up on the refills before we stopped selling them. Okay, so now I'm taking one of the stickers and just putting that below my photo. Okay, so now I'm going to work on the front of the little booklet. I've chosen my photograph and I've chosen my backing card from the Memories and More, and I'm just taking a little bit of time here to line up with where I want it all to go, and bringing back in my trimmer, which is also retired, and we haven't replaced it in the Stampin' Up catalogue yet with something else, so I really love it. I'm going to carry on using it as long as I can. Okay, so just lining that up before I stick it into place. I've taken one of these stickers that look like a piece of rope, and I've stuck it down on to my background, chopped a piece out of the middle so that it would go all the way across, because a lot of it is going to be hidden by my picture. And I'm going to take this card, Free as the Ocean. I'm just going to trim it down just a tiny, tiny little bit. Let me bring in my trimmer. I just want to trim it just about 1/8 of an inch off the left-hand side, just so that it fits with what I want to do a little bit better. And I'll pop that like that. Excuse me, I seem to have developed a cough from somewhere, which is not much fun. Okay, so on the back of this card I have my my tear and tape, so I'm just going to remove the backing carefully, and I'm going to go half and half, just take it halfway off, just to make sure that I'm putting this where I want it to go. I'm trying to make sure that I am parallel with those vertical stripes, because if I'm not, it's going to look a bit weird. There we go. Okay. So I have a few more stickers left over. I'm not going to go mad and put them all, but I do like this one. This is the perfect moment. So I'm going to add that around about there. Okay. And I'm going to go and think about it a little bit more and decide whether or not this is finished. And I'm going going to call my scrapbook page finished. I did add a couple of other things. That is a piece of soft suede which I die cut out with one of the smooth sailing dies, which are my absolute favourite thing at the moment. And inside I added this sticker which says here's to making every moment count, and I put that card onto that facing page. So I think the time has come to step away from the scrapbook page and to say thank you very, very much for joining me. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Not my usual style, but you know what? From time to time I like to do different things. That's it for today. Thank you very much for joining me, and do come back and join me again sometime soon, won't you? But for now, bye bye.